So yeah, it's me again with my lazy ass finally doing a new video where I talk about a specific figure and either appreciate it or throw it to the garbage directly. So this time we want to talk about Megatron, which doesn't need any introduction at all. In the studio series we have many interpretations of him, from the 4 movies to be exact, and the 3D ride, let's not forget about that. But this mode, the studio series 54, it's unique. This Megatron figure is the only one that didn't got repainted or remolded into a battle damaged state. We could say that he got in the same situation like Ironhide, where Hasbro only released one version of the character in the line and then never got released again until this year with the 30th anniversary pack, but I'm not counting that because I want to focus on the figure as how it was individually sold and wasn't revisited in his Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon design, even though his design almost never changes. Talking about that, let's remember that this Megatron just got a single release and then it was slightly repainted in the premium finish line, but I kinda saw it unnecessary as the figure was good looking with the plain silver paint, yet there were some gold paint jobs that were missing in the original release, but the figure itself was pretty alright with the silver colors, at least that's what I think about it. In contrast between the original Voyager and this guy is that the Studio Series 1 is more focused on screen accuracy, and the 2007 Voyager had some very weird clear plastic pieces all over his body that, according to the TF wiki and some people on the internet, it represents the time where Megatron frees himself from ice, so those clear plastic things resemble the ice remains on his body. The larger leader class version is more accurate to the jet's design, but my main complaint with this one is that it has some very weird blue paint they use on him. Luckily, there is a premium version where it's only grey. I may get that one someday. With all honesty, this is my second personal favorite Voyager class figure in the Studio Series line, but it's only behind Scrapper on my list. The sculpting on this figure is awesome. There is a lot of detail in his face, his chest, and even the feet, with a beautiful sculpted mechanical detail. And of course, his face is also very detailed as well, and it's made of soft plastic, so that it doesn't break when you want to pose him like this, of course. It may not be safe of stress marks as well. My main complaint with this figure is that it looks a little bit too unproportionate. Like, I know it's part of the toy's design and it's accurate to the movie, but the legs, especially the knees, look very unproportionate and are also heavier than the rest of his body. Not to mention that the size of them made it kind of annoying to stand up correctly without using the feet pivots. You may not have any problem with this, but I have my reasons. Plus, it makes his crotch look way too big, and his weight doesn't even look normal to me. Let's take for example here the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. The legs may be positioned the same way, but in Tank Megatron it looks less annoying, because the crotch isn't that big. Not to mention that the Studio Series 1 doesn't have a waist swivel, but we aren't in that part yet, so let's move on. Another complaint I have with this figure is the quality of the paint. No, it's not silver plastic, it's actually grey plastic painted with silver, which is also easier and liable to paint scratching. Heck, even my figure paint has started to wear off because of the transformation. Now, going to posability, as mentioned, he doesn't have a waist swivel because of the transformation, and also because of how his feet are too big. The knee joints here feel kind of awkward. In the TF wiki, it mentioned that his knee joints are extremely far back in his leg, which makes some gaps in the figure when posing him, but excluding all that, the figure has a very decent posability. So in terms of height, let's make a size comparison, shall we? So here we have No, Warpath, Bulkhead, Skywarp, and Shockwave. Alright, now, so let's get it transformed, shall we? So first of all, remove all the parts, like for example his mace is supposed to go in his hand, you have to remove it. Now what you need to do is hide both hands. So you might start to like unplugging his shoulders, move them down. And right here you'll see that his back is joined with his shoulders. Now you want to detach it. Yes, detach it. And there are some tabs here, there are some like free pegs around there. Now what you want to do is straight the cockpit up until you hear a click. And now I would recommend firstly to move the shoulders inwards, face them like this in this position. But first we want to like put Megatron's head in here Move it around, make sure that it doesn't disturb the mobility of the head, because this is going to be very important. And now leave it like this. Close in here, there are some tabs in here. I showed you earlier, near his shoulders there are some tabs right there, and there's this like a hole in here. What you want to do is plug them right in both sides. Sometimes it will like plug out, but don't worry, like here. And now we'll move into his feet in a moment. Now right here in his feet, what you firstly want to do, let's start for the right feet. You have to take his wings, his fin, the thing he has on his back in his jet mode, and then unplug it from here. There's a back, there's a tab here, you have to unplug it. Straighten up the wings, you have to straighten them up. Then open here. Right here, you want to do is unfold this, move this around, and right here it is a tab. I don't know if you can see it. And right here in his wing there is like a hole. You want to plug it in, leave it like that. And right, we have to like fold in his feet. This is for later. And now into the other feet, to the other foot. It's bad today. Alright, so repeat the same process. Straighten up his wings, make sure nothing pops out, because if something pops out, you are basically screwed. It's going to break. Now straighten this up, put it in here in the hole on his wing, close it in. And now for the final steps, what you want to do is right here, I don't know if you can see it, but right here there are like some tabs in here, and right in the end of his feet, in both of them, there is like a little hole in here. It's going to tab in there. Now what you want to do is move the knee inwards. I think this was the main purpose why the knees were so weird, I think. What you want to do is plug it like this, and right here in his feet, I don't know if you could see it, but there is like a hole and there is a tab here. You'll want to align them up and attach them. This is very important in order to keep the wings aligned. Repeat the same process, move the wing around so that it doesn't disturb you. What you wanna do is, here it is, the other tab. It's going to tab in there, and now plug it in, close in the feet, and close here in the thing, right there. And for the last steps, move this, like move the wing around. There it is, a tab here right next to its shoulder, and now just plug them both in. It's on both sides. Watch out that it moves around because it cannot plug. And yes, we have the Cybertronian jet mode. It's a very dynamic transformation. The idea of the wings being on his feet is cool, unless you remember that in the movies and in the original toy, Megatron had his wings on his back. Like, it could have been a better idea of putting the wings on Megatron's back, but then it will make his non-existent back cable a problem to the main figure. Aside from that, the jet mode looks very clean. Just look at the size of that thing. The jet looks so large that it could have been better that they made this Megatron a leader class instead of a Voyager class, because this is the definition of big. Size comparison, Warpath, Shockwave, No, and Skywarp. So we talk about how good the jet mode looks and also the problems of the figure itself. But many people could ask if there is some weapon storage on the figure, and there actually is. Right here near the jet spot we can see a little port where the mace is supposed to go. Once you put it in, it holds well to the jet mode, but you have to watch out because sometimes the maze can fall off when you least expect it. Also, I forgot to mention in the original script that most of these figures of the Studio series and the War for Megatron ones and the newer one figures are getting like some little ports for stand adapters. I got one here, and for example in Megatron's near his crotch right here, I think you can see it, there is a stand adapter. It's a little hard to reach. You want to plug it right here. Give me a moment because it can cost a little bit of time. This is how it looks with the stand adapter. And yeah, there is nothing more to cover about the figure. I would talk about the sculpting on detail, but I already said that it looks very clean, and I don't think that would be necessary. So right up next, I think I should start with the Studio Series Constructicon reviews, or at least the ones I have up to now. And yeah, this is the end of the review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Bot Review, and I'll see you again soon.